Hello and greetings to another video. In this video, we will be exploring the idea of developing a personal craft. What do I mean by this? I want to start with some questions. Let's imagine that you need to build a house. Would you rather build this house with a team of builders that are very good or that are average, mediocre? Or let's think that you want to order a meal. Would you rather get this meal from a random place or from some people that you know that cook food very well? I hope these questions give you an insight about what I want to bring in this video with the idea of developing a craft. So a craft, at least from my point of view, is about developing our skills and our capacities, our gifts and our potential to a certain level, to a high level, in which it becomes a craft. We are artisans of a delivery system or several delivery systems. Okay, I'm beginning to drop already some ideas here in the conversation, but before going even deeper into this, I want to invite you, if you wish and feel like, to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because it's so important in this world of algorithms and reaching out more people. So it will help me very much if you subscribe to the video. Now, I prepared some notes and some drawings and some resources because I want to make this video more creative, so I'm inviting you to stay till the end of this video. So there's a poem that I really like. This poem is called Cargo and is written by Greg Kimura. And the first lines of the poems are like this: You enter life a ship laden with meaning, purpose and gifts, sent to be delivered to a hungry world. And this idea is so important, that we come into life with gifts, with capacities, with abilities that are meant to be in the service of other people and of the world. And now I want to introduce you to a little graph. And this graph speaks about our potential. And we may imagine that we are equipped with gifts and capacities that are low, average, and high in potential. And you may see in this graph that, for example, someone can be can have a great potential in music, can have musical abilities, but maybe not so much in painting. Maybe someone has great potential in cooking or writing, but not so good in hands-on work or sports. Maybe someone has great potential in speaking. So this is an idea about developing a craft, that we all have some gifts. We may not be able to be perfect and extraordinary at everything, but there are certain areas in which we can excel, because we have these innate capacities on which, if we focus on them and if we practice, we can develop a craft. We can become masters at those things. Now, it's very important to discover what we are good at. And the sooner we discover, the better it is for developing a craft. Unfortunately, not many of us discover our natural talents and abilities early on in life, because maybe the school that we went to didn't pay attention to this. Maybe our families were too busy or not supportive enough for us to identify our crafts, our capacities, our gifts. But regardless of this, it's important to explore them and to discover them at any point in our lives. And we can do this by starting with some self-discovery tests. And for example, there's this theory of multiple intelligences, which speaks about the different ways in which we are intelligent. And this theory and this test, which I'm strongly encouraging you to explore, can give us some hints about what we are naturally good at and where we can develop our craft. Then it's very important to pay attention to what we love doing, to what we feel attracted to, and what is attracted by us. Also to pay attention to what brings us in a state of flow. Maybe when we do certain things, maybe when we follow certain people or ideas, we get into a state of flow. So once we discovered the areas in which we can excel, and this graph that I just showed you can be a way of looking at our capacities, it's very important to start practicing. And for this, I want to bring another drawing, and we can think of this as a continuum. And we all start with low skills. You know, when we start playing music, we start learning one chord, and then a second, and then a third. And if we practice for months and years, we become great musicians. The same happens if we want to be a counselor or a coach or a psychologist. We start with low skills, with making mistakes. But then if we practice for many, many hours, we are shifting from low skills to mastery. Probably you've heard of the idea of the practice for 10,000 hours. So if we spend 10,000 hours on any skill, cooking, building, drawing, writing, coaching, any skill, driving a car, being a plumber, an electrician, we reach, after 10,000 hours of practice, we reach the level of mastery. And some ideas here around the importance of practice is that when we practice, we create improvement, we develop skills, we become better professionals, so we develop our craft. Another thing that happens is recognition. We become recognized as someone who is excelling at certain things, at certain crafts. We become to be acknowledged by the people, by the community, that we are good plumbers, electricians, builders, cooks, psychologists, therapists, drivers, and so on. And then this leads to rewards. So once we develop our craft, it's much easier to get rewards. And these rewards can be in being praised and acknowledged by the others, but also receiving money, also receiving material support, financial support. So once we are good at something, it's easier to attract the resources that we need. You know, it is easier for us to pay money to get a good meal, or to someone who builds a good quality house, or to pay to a driver who is driving well and safe. So when we develop our craft, the hungry world will pay for our craft, because the hungry world needs our craft. And this is the beauty of life, because we come up, we are born with talents and gifts that the world needs, that other people need. So when we claim them, when we identify them and claim them and commit to developing our craft, the hungry world will appreciate this. And it's so important to do this because, maybe what we have to offer, it's only given to us to bring into the world. And if we don't do it, then the hungry world will starve, will stay hungry. So this is the idea of this video, is to acknowledge that we have gifts and to make a conscious commitment to develop certain areas of our lives, 2, 3, 4 capacities that we have, to develop them to the level of mastery, and therefore developing our craft. And it's really interesting that these areas, they can come together and work together for developing our great purpose, our great craft that we bring into the world. For example, I may be gifted with teaching and speaking and a little bit of drawing, and I put these gifts together into the craft of teaching. So, these are some ideas that I wrote down in some notes that I want to bring and offer to you. And the encouragement is to practice, and it will serve you, because it will serve the world. And the universal principle of what goes around comes around. What we give into the world, and if we give ourselves, it will pay us back. And this is the idea that I wanted to bring into this video. I hope you found it useful and you take at least one idea. Please give a like, subscribe, offer a comment to this video, and offer your cargo to the world. Thank you so much.